What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jay, and today we are pulling up with Hisuian Zoroark and Paldea. So we have, as you can see, Zoroark with the Throat Spray, Nasty Plot, Hyper Voice, Bitter Malice, and Flamethrower. We're using Bitter Malice just because it's a signature move. It can lower the opponent's attack stat and, you know, get that animation in. But otherwise, I think you should 100% run Shadow Ball because it is the stronger move. Next up, we have Dragonite with Dragon Dance, Roost, Extreme Speed, and Earthquake with the Terra Normal. Oh, and also we are Terra Fairy Zoroark to help with the pesky little dark types, which is nice because otherwise we have perfect coverage for everything in the game. And then we have Meowscarada with Focus Sash Lead, so we can get off spikes, knock something off, taunt anything, and just fire off an Overgrow Leaf Storm, which is kind of nice. And then we have Scissor with the Choice Band, U-Turn, Bullet Punch, Close Combat, and Thief. U-Turn is nice to get momentum in and out. Then we have Grimmsnarl here with Light Screen, Reflect, Spirit Break, and Parting Shot. More momentum, and we have Screen, so it allows Zoroark to come in, tank some hits, maybe even lower the opponent's attack stat even more, and we can get up a Nasty Plot, plus the Hyper Voice is like a 3+3. And then we have Walk and Wake with Hydro Pump, Dragon Pulse, Flamethrower, and Agility with the Terra Steel with the Booster Energy. Without further ado, let's get into the battle. And here we are at the battle. We have an interesting thing. We see the one and only dangerous Fluttermane with Hisuian Zoroark as well, with Gothitelle, Skeledirge, Annihilate, and Hydreigon. Oh my goodness. We're gonna go into Meowscarada here and lead off with it because why not? Get up some spikes, which are very good here. They don't have any removal outside of defog. No, Hydreigon doesn't even get defog this gen, so they have no removal, which is great. And then it looks like if we can position it correctly, Zoroark can kind of just run away with this one. Granted, we do have to make sure to be able to hit Zoroark correctly, but a +3 Flamethrower with spikes should do the trick, I think, because then we are kind of chilling. Granted, they do have a Skeledirge, which could potentially be unaware, which I mean it should be, but if it's not, then you know that's good for us because then we can just get the boost and not be too worried about it. But the thing can't hit us too hard in return. I mean, it can with Torch Song and the boost, but Shadow Ball should be able to do the trick. Hydreigon comes out here, which is perfectly fine. We're gonna be sashed. They could be scared of a U-turn, but honestly, I wouldn't fear it too much. So we're just gonna get up a spike here, which is very nice. Easy free spike. They're gonna have to stay in. They could U-turn. They could drop a Draco as well. Either one of those is plausible. They opt to Sludge Bomb, which isn't gonna bring us down to our sash, which is cool. So we're gonna be able to get up another layer of spikes, which is perfectly fine by me. Very nice. I would have liked to knock off to see what kind of item this is, but spikes are going to be so very nice for this match that it's just you just can't not do it. Just can't not do it. I assume a Choice Spike Sludge Bomb would KO me out, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I don't think it might be Choice. Who knows? Who knows? I think what we can do here is go into I want to go into Scizor, but not honestly, I do kind of want to go out into Grim and get up a Light Screen. Because if we can get up a Light Screen, then we'll be in a good spot. They could be scared of taking a hit, but we are max speed def and we are going to be able to get up a Light Screen here. If they swap out, then they swap out. They don't, so we're going to have to take this hit. It's going to tickle quite a bit. Hashtag bars. They're going to Nasty Plot in our face. Oh my. Definitely not choiced. Definitely not choiced. But we could Spirit Break here. Because if they're just gonna, okay, they're greedy boys. They're greedy boys. They could be, are they like Focus Sash Hydreigon? Are they Focus Sash Hydreigon? Lead Focus Sash Hydreigon with Nasty Plot? That'd be kind of wild. They're tanky. They are tanky. Oh, it's a Zoroark. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Makes a whole lot of sense. So what we can do is basically go into Scizor, predict the Sludge Bomb, which I think is our best bet. They could Hyper Voice, which would be a little bit problematic, but I think we're gonna be able to just be able to eat the Sludge Bomb here. Nice. So we make that prediction correctly. We're gonna be able to Bullet Punch this thing into oblivion. So that was nice. We could have hit knockoff right there, and been perfectly fine the first couple of turns because this Zoroark would have been busted. So that's unfortunate. Gothitelle does come in. U-turn would have been nice. But we're just gonna be able to fire off a Bullet Punch here. Maybe it'll be able to do a KO, which it does. Perfect. So don't have to worry about any Shadow Tag shenanigans. We can just go ahead and bop this thing. Shout out to Bandit Scizor. You love to see it. Yo, their Hisuian Zoroark was putting in the finest. Even though I do believe it does die to spikes because it was pretty. No, it doesn't die to spikes. Actually, it was in the yellow, not in the red. I'm getting them mixed up. Are you Boots? You are not Boots. Cool. So we're gonna swap out here and go out into Walking Wake to be able to eat the incoming fire attack and fire off a Hydro Pump here. So far kind of getting good placement, but I definitely want to be able to get Hisuian Zoroark in so it can shine. I want her to shine. So we're gonna pop our booster energy here, which is cool for us because we're gonna be able to fire off a nice strong Hydro Pump onto something. Torch Song does come off, but we resist it ×4. So really, literally barely moved the bar, did 7 points of damage. We're not too concerned with the special attack boost. We're just gonna Hydro Pump and not even think about it. If I were them, I'd just sack off the Zoroark now because it has pretty low health and I don't see it doing anything else. They bring out Annihilate, interestingly enough, and it is the real deal Annihilate, but it's gonna take a huge chunk of damage from this Hydro Pump as long as we connect, and we do. And this is just almost gonna be a KO, and we're just gonna Dragon Pulse here. 100%. Boom, shakalaka. Dragon Pulse, boom, Annihilate, dead. So that's good for us. They probably go into Flutter here. And if that's the case, our light screen does wear off, which is a bit unfortunate. There's the Flutter. We could just let this thing go down, but Skeledirge does appear to be a little bit scary. But we could go on to Grim afterwards, get up a light screen into a parting shot, maybe. But maybe we just go Scizor actually. We'll just go into Scizor. Because why not? We can go into Scizor. If they Mystical Fire, then so be it. We can just U-turn afterwards, which should be fine. Should be fine. They're gonna Dazzling Gleam, no Moonblast. Weird. But they shouldn't stay in. We're gonna U-turn here. They opt. Wow. I did not think they were gonna stay in. I could have clicked Bullet Punch. I did not think they were gonna stay in. So that's interesting. They wanted to save the Zoroark, but they didn't want to save this thing. So that's okay. So be it. I mean, that's hey. I'm not here to judge. I'm only here to play bonds. So we're gonna light screen. Their priorities are not in check. I'm judging. Their priorities are not in check. They could have. Why would you not want to save your Flutter? I have Bullet Punch. So they have Dazzling Gleam for some reason over Moonblast. We're gonna be able to. Honestly, what do they have in the back here? Anything that's a physical attacker? They do not. They have the Hydreigon. That's real. So I'm just gonna Spirit Break here. They're gonna opt to Dazzling Gleam again. But we're gonna drop their Spatak. We don't need Reflect because their only physical attacker was the whatchamacallit. So we're gonna go for a Spirit Break again. Yeah, their only physical attacker was the Annihilate, which is now. So now they saved the Flutter. They're gonna save the Flutter to die to Spikes, but not make it make sense. Make it make sense. So we're gonna Spirit Break here. It's not gonna do too much. This attack is going to be lowered though, and we're gonna Parting Shot here. And then what we can do is we can, because their attack is -2, they're gonna be -1 when we come back, because they're probably gonna fire off a Torch Song here. If they fire off a Shadow Ball, that'd be cool. That'd be like perfect. That would be perfect. If they fire off a Shadow Ball, no, they go for Torch Song. Unfortunate. But that's okay, because now what we can do is we can Nasty Plot. Because we can Nasty Plot, but it's not gonna matter because it's probably gonna be unaware Skeledirge. But so be it. Either way, I think Shadow Ball can KO from here because it's super effective stab. Torch Song, fine. Gonna be able to eat this one because we are behind a light screen. And they are neutral attack now, but we're still behind a light screen. And we're gonna fire off a Bitter Malice here, not a Shadow Ball. So hopefully Bitter Malice can do the thing. It does do the thing. Perfect. So you love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. So now we're in a position to kind of run away with it because they don't have anything. Fluttermane's gonna die to Spikes because they are silly goobers. They are absolute silly goobers because they saved it for no reason, even though we had a Scizor where they could have just died. But they swapped out just to die to Spikes. That makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. Or they're just a forgetful friend. They could be a forgetful friend. So what we're going to do here is we're going to Terra. 100% just going to Terra here. And we are going to Hyper Voice. Because they're probably going to hit us with a Dark type move. It is a full HP Hydreigon, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I'm not being a silly goober. I mean, Terra Fairy right here would be, I mean, we are Terra Fairy, but Terra Blast Fairy move would be really good because we could just bop this Hydreigon. You could opt to do that over Flamethrower, but then you only have Shadow Ball to hit Steel types, which honestly isn't, I guess it isn't the worst thing in the world. We're going to be able to fire off a Hyper Voice here and just KO this Hydreigon, which is perfect. Not even going to be able to hit us because now we are going to proc the Throat Spray and get up to +3 with the Hyper Voice, thankfully. And now we are in a position where we can just kind of win this game now, because their Zoroark is going to come out here and is going to be able to hit us with either of their moves, because we are not whatchamacallit anymore. We are not Ghost or Normal type anymore, but we do outspeed this one and hit it with a Flamethrower, and that's just going to nuke this opposing Hisuian Zoroark because it ain't Throat Spray and it's not Terra Fairy. It's not good enough. It's not good enough to compete. We are going to run away with it. Zoroark doing the cleanup and the end game. So that is how you get Hisuian Zoroark to pop off with the Throat Spray. There are, of course, many other Zoroark specs that you could run, like Choice Specs is definitely going to put in work. You could also opt to be Life Orb, which can also put in work, but I'm happy with the Throat Spray because you get, if you nasty plot Throat Spray, it's just a free +3 and you can run away with it. Good teammates as well, because Hisuian Zoroark isn't the fastest mon. Not heavy dudes. Sticky Webs could also benefit Zoroark, which would be great. So something like Masquerain or Creatune or Spidops, those 3 webbers would be great because then you just set up webs. You may be the fastest thing on the field, barring heavy duty boots. But I'm gonna quit my ramble here. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up down below, and if you are new, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I post. Without further ado, I'm Jay. I'm gonna get up out your hair, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.